To mature and graphic subject matter, viewer discretion is advised.
On this, MSNBC investigates. Thousands of prostitutes are arrested on the streets of Los Angeles each year. A quarter of those arrests are made on one street alone, Sunset Boulevard in Hollywood. It's a dangerous game for the police and for the prostitutes.
You are under arrest for working in the Hollywood area as a prostitute, okay?
I'm not working as a prostitute.
Some of the girls are runaways. Some of them are just kind of lost out there and don't really know what to do, but they know that the money's good.
Excuse me, know what time it is?
No.
No? It's time to go to jail. LAPD.
You never know who the people are. They could be crazy, they could be weird, they could be a setup working for the police. I mean, anything.
Two sides of the law on opposite sides of the street. This is a typical Saturday night on Sunset Strip in the heart of Hollywood Bites. To look at the numbers, you might think police are winning the battle against prostitution. Arrests are down 3% over the past decade, but do the numbers tell the whole story? In that time, women and men who once walked the streets have found new avenues to sell sex and stay out of jail. We'll step inside their world and ride along with the officers of the Hollywood Vice Unit on one of the toughest streets in town. The business of prostitution is a new game in Los Angeles and everywhere, and it's got police playing catch-up. Lester Holt has our report.
It's 7 p.m. on Saturday. The Hollywood Vice Unit's night shift is just starting a special undercover operation to round up street prostitutes. In charge is Lieutenant Rick Shields. After 18 years with the LAPD and 3 tours of working Vice, he's seen it all.
You know, Hollywood has always had a mystique for prostitution activity, for action. A lot of times, I think a lot of this is so sensationalized. The juveniles, yeah, they get on that fast track, and they think they can come out here and make a lot of money, make a lot of easy money. And it isn't that way.
Undercover officers 27-year-old Dan Stroney and 28-year-old Mark Evans are on the east side of Sunset Boulevard. Stroney is backup. Evans is undercover, pretending to be a client trying to pick up a prostitute.
In the mobile gas station parking lot. She's still holding. Stand by.
Oh, you're not available? Not even on a guy's birthday?
It's an aspect of law enforcement that, you know, a lot of police officers don't really get into or don't really understand. It's a constant game, and it's really hard sometimes to come up with new and different ways to keep them from recognizing you when you come in and pick them up.
Hey, Dan. I just went for another pass. She said you're a police. Think she's onto us.
There's got to be a girl out here somewhere.
976897, handle 459.
I just want a full set of nails.
Brandy says she has worked Sunset Boulevard as a prostitute on and off for 20 years.
My nails are very sensitive. They got ruined. I had them done somewhere else and they ruined them. Look at them. Anything that could go wrong goes wrong with me. I'd never believed I'd make age 12, let alone 35. So God has kept me here for a reason, through all this abuse and everything that I've gone through for a reason. And I have questioned him, but we're not supposed to, but I have asked why me.
Although Brandy still works in Hollywood, she's now off the streets, working as an out-call escort. She uses local papers to advertise sexual services under the guise of escort or massage. By doing that, she's less likely to be arrested, and she says the money is better. An escort can earn up to $200 a client, 4 times what an average street prostitute makes.
A lot of people are going into the escort business and getting off of the corners instead of working like that because of the police and doing sweeps and the election coming up.
Once a month, Hollywood Vice runs a full task force operation. Tonight, the lieutenant has put 9 undercover officers, 12 uniformed officers, and 5 supervising sergeants on the streets. First call for the lieutenant, is to assist with the arrest of a male prostitute who appears to be drunk and potentially violent.
What did you say to me? Oh, it just got up.
Hollywood is one of the most dangerous areas for vice. On average, one officer will be assaulted each week. Documents the suspect is carrying prove the police were right to act with caution.
He got arrested on the 2nd. He was released on July 13th for the same crime pending a court date in the future.
To deal with vice 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, the lieutenant and his men have to be strongly motivated.
And I always said it was God, country, family, and LAPD.
At the other end of Sunset, Officers Stroney and Evans soon have their first arrest of the evening.
Oh, he's got the violation already. Let's go play.
According to California law, a key requirement in getting a violation is for the prostitute to offer a sexual act for money.
Come on out. Turn around, face the car for me. What's your name, dear? Hands on your back. Put your palms together, okay?
I have fingernail polish in my hair. Sorry about that.
Unlike prostitutes on the streets, escorts can conduct their business anywhere.
Okay, thanks a lot, Rick. I can't wait to meet you. Bye-bye.
But there are still dangers.
You never know who the people are. They could be crazy, they could be weird, they could be a setup working for the police. I mean, anything. They could be undercover police themselves trying to set you up, trying to get you to say sex for money, this and that, and that's a no-no.
So what are you doing with that individual there, that dirty, scummy-looking individual that was in the car with you? Nothing?
Just talking to him.
Who is he?
The suspected prostitute still doesn't realize that Steve the John is really Mark the cop.
Is this your boyfriend?
I just met him. No, I'm not dating anybody.
What do we do, officer?
Knock it off.
Why do you have to take me into custody?
Come on. Huh?
What did I do?
Can you let her go, please?
I didn't do anything.
Can't you let her go? Man, we caught you.
You are under arrest. We're working in the Hollywood area as a prostitute, okay?
I'm not working as a prostitute.
Are you sure?
I'm positive.
What do you say, Steve?
No less than 100%.
No, I did not tell him that.
Don't be mean. You're caught.
Oh, boy.
As the vice cops clean up the streets, a generation of prostitutes is doing everything possible to keep themselves safe.
If I ever disappear, I have the name and phone number of every single man that I've ever seen before.
The streets of Hollywood were once packed with prostitutes selling sex. But in recent years, they've found other avenues to make money and avoid arrest. The internet is playing a growing role in the sex industry, and it's making the cops' job very difficult. Once again, here's Lester Holt.
It is now an hour into the Hollywood Vice Unit's night shift on Sunset Boulevard.
Hollywood Vice, it's a great unit. I love working in this unit. You know, Hollywood is different from a lot of the other areas in the city. It just, the influx of more girls than anything else. He's gonna try and look at these two. Yeah, Roger, I'm set up right now. You know, they're just girls out, most likely, you know, for a night in Hollywood. Sometimes it can be tricky, though, because a lot of the girls come from places up north or, you know, Las Vegas, and they dress like regular everyday people. So it's a little difficult sometimes to ascertain the difference between the two, whether it's just people out having a good time or whether it's actually a girl out working. Roger, Mark, she's on the north side going east.
Jenna lives in Hollywood and has worked as a prostitute for a year, though she has never worked the streets. She's one of a growing number who prefer to use the new technology of the internet to find clients. What she does is still illegal, but the process helps to protect her identity. This means there's less risk of being caught by the police and tracked by her clients.
It is very common that girls are advertising on the internet more and more. I think that automatically you're cutting a sort of clientele out of the mix. If they don't have computer access, you know, they can't get to you. And if they don't really have a computer on their desk at home, do you really want to be dealing with them? So if my clients follow the rules, they will have clicked through all the pages and they'll get on this little email link and they'll send me an email. I really just want people to tell me how old they are, what they look like, what they do, where they're from, why they're in LA, and maybe a little tidbit more if they feel like throwing it in.
Jenna takes full advantage of the internet.
God forbid anything ever happened to me. But if I ever disappear, all anybody ever has to do is either hit that call log or hit this journal book, and they get all the information that they need right there to find me and get a really good lead on where I am. I have the name and phone number of every single man that I've ever seen before.
The type of clients Jenna attracts are prepared to pay around $400 a session, so she's decided she only needs to visit 3 men a week.
People think that because you're an escort that you're just frivolous and you have all this free time in your life and you're partying all the time, and what the hell are you doing with all your free time? Wake up with me one day, you know, watch me sit down and do my manicure and pedicure for 2 hours. Watch me deal with my email for 2 to 3 hours, and then deal with the phone calls and the setting up the appointments for my escort calls and for my modeling gigs, you know. And you know, you have to fit in all the other stuff that people do too. So I get a little pissed off when people say, $300 an hour? You make more than my attorney does. I'm like, no, I don't, you know. It's like just that same thing, the amount of hours that you dedicate to a call, it all has to be divided into that amount of money that you're earning. And when it gets broken down, you know, it gets broken down to a very small, very reasonable hourly fee, you know.
It's now 2 hours into the night shift, and Vice Cops Mark Evans and Dan Stroney are already making their 6th arrest. Many of the prostitutes they're picking up tonight will have been arrested before. To help combat the problems of recognition and officer safety, the Vice team uses disguises. Officer Mike Nelson is wearing an unusual one. He's dressed as Momo the Clown.
Looks like there might be one right here.
A woman approaches the car, and Officer Nelson tells her he's dressed like a clown because he just came from a party.
I think I've arrested this girl before. She looks pretty familiar to me from here. He's working a girl at Alta Vista.
The target gets into the car, and they proceed to drive away.
She just loaded up.
He's out. He's going to be coming our way. He will be passing by here. And yes, indeed, he has a passenger with him.
Most of these girls know what they're dealing with, and they, a lot of times, either touch the officer or have them try to commit an act. And like, we don't commit a violation to get a violation. That's just taboo. We just don't do that.
In fact, that's what the alleged prostitute tries to do. She asks Officer Nelson to touch her first. If he does, she says she'll know he's not a cop.
See, right now she's probably looking back. She's going to be trying to look back to see if I'm going to follow. Because if I follow, she'll be nervous that I'm the police. So that's why all these other cars right here are going to make these turns, not me.
Yeah, he's still up there. We made our way all the way up to Sunset now. Sometimes it takes a little while to work these violations. You know, it depends upon how many times an individual's been out. They might be a little savvy on how exactly the word game's going. A lot of them like to play word games.
In the undercover car, it's a cat and mouse game of words and actions. Eventually, the target touches Officer Nelson first, and he doesn't return the favor.
So he just told us right now, one of our partners just told us that so far there's no violation, so he's still going to be driving, talking to this girl.
Finally, the undercover vice cop gets his violation. The woman makes an offer of sex for money. He asks her, now that she's touched him, can they have sex? The woman responds, yes, after you pay me. And she adds, I charge $100 to start.
Westbound Santa Monica from Highway.
He gave me a signal indicator. See his turn signal. He's got a violation at this point, so what we're going to do is we're going to wait for him to pick a spot. And then we'll just jump out and we'll take her into custody. It's usually a real low-key thing, you know, I mean, it's prostitution, and these aren't axe murderers, but, you know, they could still be dangerous people wanted for certain things, so you have to use an error of officer safety.
Officer Nelson is driving toward a liquor store. The alleged prostitute has told him she'll be able to buy condoms there.
Somebody go with him. He's setting up front of a liquor store on the northwest corner of Sunset and Martel.
I'm with him.
According to the Hollywood Vice Unit, there's a growing number of juveniles working as prostitutes on Sunset, and Officer Nelson suspects this one is underage.
Excuse me, you know what time it is?
No.
You don't? It's time to go to jail. It's LAPD. Lean forward. What's your name?
You know who I am.
Yeah, I arrested you before.
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
Good, let her out. I'll just hook her up out here. What happened on your last case when I arrested you last time?
Oh, I got released with a ticket and I got community service.
Are you going to stay in jail? It's going to be a probation violation this time if you're on probation, which you should be.
She's not answering.
And then what's going to happen?
Victor 53 on...
Tonight, the Vice Unit will not only arrest women, but men, and one who lives in a world in between.
Transgender is someone is a male who lives her life as a woman. I am trying to make something out of my life besides this.
In Hollywood, the LAPD's vice cops have to be creative to get their jobs done. The prostitutes working the streets know the law and how to work around it. But by the end of this night, the arrests will be in the dozens, and who the suspects are might surprise you. Again, here's Lester Holt.
In Hollywood, there is an increasing number of male and transgender prostitutes. Undercover police say they make up about 60% of their arrests. Mark Evans' next potential arrest is a transgender prostitute. Operating undercover, the LAPD vice cop has already gotten an offer of sex.
Take her right in, Mark.
As they near the police station, Mark decides to drive straight in.
I think he's kind of got it figured out at this point.
For LAPD. I know. It's okay.
Step forward to the car, okay?
I am trying to make something out of my life besides this.
Would you explain to them what transgender is? I don't think they understand.
Transgender is someone who is a male who lives her life as a woman. Not because they choose to, but because they have to. It's something inside of them. Takes hormones and grows breasts, and eventually will one day have a vagina.
What did you feel the urge that you felt like changing?
I always felt like a woman, but
always
I had the opportunity at 16.
At 16, yeah. I've been with Hollywood Vice now for almost 2 years. I've learned a lot from my vice tour, a lot about human nature, a lot about why people do the things that they do, why they act the way that they act. And it helps out, and it will help out further if I ever go back to patrol, or in that aspect, if I run into prostitutes or transvestites, transsexuals, no matter what it may be.
The intense police activity in the Hollywood area in recent years means that Sunset is drastically different from when Brandy first arrived in the 1980s.
A lot of things have changed. Oh, it's changed so much. Back in the day, I mean, when I first hit Sunset, there were 20, 30 girls on each block, on each side of the street. I mean, I have no idea what happened to Sunset. It's like the Twilight Zone. This is like another world. It's spooky.
Out here on Sunset Boulevard, it's a last resort. They've got kids, they've got bills, they don't have the money, and they come out here to make good money fast. And some of the girls are runaways, some of them are just kind of lost out there and don't really know what to do, but they know that the money's good.
I came out here at 15 as a runaway from Pennsylvania. The last final time that I ran away from Pennsylvania, I came out here wanting to be a star and be famous, and being from back east, just growing up as a kid, Hollywood is just so glamorous. Stars are walking everywhere you go, and you'll just run into them. They'll just fall out the sky and be walking everywhere. And the only stars that a lot of people will see is the stars on Hollywood Boulevard. That's the stars they're going to see. They're not going to be one. They may not survive the streets, the pimps, the psychos, all that. But Sunset Boulevard.
Brandy ran away after a traumatic childhood event.
My childhood was good. I had a good childhood until I was 11. I had ran away from home, and there was, I don't know how many feet of snow on the ground, at least 4 feet of snow on the ground, and silly me, I'm running away. My parents had instilled in me to not talk to strangers, and especially do not get in a car with a stranger. I knew this. And this car pulled up. He's really nice. He says, "Where do you want to go?" And he knew I was a runaway. You could tell I was a child. You know, he's still talking nice. He ends up pulling over. I don't even know where we were. The passenger side of the car was rigged. The whole panel was off. There was no handle. There was no knob. The car was rigged. He got out, came around to my side of the car, opened the door, took me out the car at gunpoint. He made me strip completely naked in the snow, standing in the snow. He puts me back in the car. He puts me back in the car, and then he proceeds to rape me. My mind was saying, "Help me," and, you know, try to run, but my body couldn't react. And he raped me, and raped me, and raped me. And that changed my life forever. I would have never in a million years been a prostitute if that one happened. Never. And I'm not judging anyone or thinking I was better than anyone, because I don't. But I would never have done the majority of the things that I've done in my life. There's no way in hell that I would have done that. No way. It's very common for people that are abused and raped children to become prostitutes, male and female.
It's a good night for the cops of the Hollywood Vice Unit. Their undercover operation has netted a handful of arrests. So far, no officers have been injured. On this particular Saturday night, business is slow and about to turn dangerous for Brandy, a prostitute who is now relying on newspaper ads and repeat clients to try to elude police. And we're about to meet another prostitute who is part of a growing trend across America. Men who make up more than 40% of the prostitutes arrested. Again, here's Lester Holt.
Jenna got into the business when she felt desperate for money.
I was living in San Francisco and I was working for a major publishing company and was systematically demoted and pushed out of my job. And I didn't know what to do. I didn't have any support or any help. So I had to make a decision, you know, either be evicted from my home or start doing something really quickly to make money. Do you do full service? I was like, I don't know what you mean by that, but at this moment, yes, I do. And we were there for 30 minutes and, you know, spent some time with this guy together. And we got out in the car and he dropped $400 in my lap. I was just elated. I was like, oh my God. I can't even tell you what it felt like. It was just, it was exactly what I needed. I needed it so bad, and it came really easily. I do think that the adult industry down in LA is a lot more cutthroat. I think it's very slimy down here. It doesn't have to be that way. There's so much distrust in the business that it's really hard to conduct business. If they say one thing that implies sex for money, you have to hang up with them and you can't deal with them. It's just too much of a risk.
Lyle has been a prostitute for 9 years and often works in Hollywood. Like Jenna, he also found his way into the business after discovering it was a way of making big money.
I actually intended to start doing legitimate massage, but very quickly found that anybody who answers a massage ad in Los Angeles, if you're putting ads in the paper, they're actually looking for sex. And it's stupid to charge $60 for an hour and a half when you could be making $150 for less than an hour usually. So that was fun. Tonight I'm seeing a kind of a strange client in that I won't be having sex at all. He is into body odor, so I haven't taken a bath in about 48 hours, and I've been to the gym once, and I stink like a pretty filthy human right now. That's basically the scene tonight. And added to that, I guess, I've also agreed to do a body shaving scene for him, so I'll be shaving myself from the neck down. And I'm gonna make a lot of money. The agreed upon price is $1,000, and it'll probably end up, if I'm good, I can get it up to 15.
Sure. We'll see.
It's halfway through the night shift, and Hollywood Vice cops Mark Evans and Dan Stroney are working their next arrests.
Work in Vice is, you really see the inside of an underworld, especially here in Hollywood, that it can be a little disturbing at times. Just the things that are done, the way things that are done, the way diseases spread. That's rampant here in Hollywood. You get a lot of the prostitutes out here are conducting their activity. A lot of the men, they have full-blown AIDS, and they're out here working. And it can really take its toll on the human body, you know, the way these people are working. So I think the inside, seeing the inside of this under this subculture that's out here in Hollywood, the prostitutes, is probably one of the worst things.
Certain clients want me to f them without a condom. I will do that. It costs a lot of money, and one of those clients can easily see me through the month. I'm very lucky. I'm HIV negative still. That's an amazing thing for a gay man.
Basically, probably what's happening right now is she's probably playing a word game. If she's still up to the window talking at this point, she's a little savvy in the game. She's probably been arrested a couple times for it. So she wants him to do certain things that she knows police officers can't do. Roger, I'll be set up. Okay, basically what he's got a violation on her. She doesn't want to get in the car because she thinks getting in the car is going to make her go to jail. So she's going to meet him and have him go up to the hotel. He's going to try one more thing to see if he can get her in the car, and that way we don't have to go actually into this location.
Dan moves swiftly to keep up. The woman has agreed to have sex with Officer Evans for money, but the case against her will be stronger with more evidence. This could include proof that she intends to commit the act, such as providing a condom or leading the officer to a location where the act can take place. In this case, the arrest will be made once they're in the agreed hotel.
Let's get it up. Come here, darling. Come on in, let's go have a seat.
I have a glass pipe in my purse.
Okay, don't worry about it.
What am I going to do?
Hey, Mark, what's the violation?
What?
What's the violation?
It's $60 half an hour.
All right, have a seat. Have a seat. Also here in Hollywood Vice, we'll talk to a lot of girls that come in, and they know that you can turn probably 2-3 tricks at the most in one night, and your fourth one's probably going to be Hollywood Vice, you know, at the most. And they know, don't stay out here for too long and turn too many tricks because they're going to get caught.
What are you doing?
The police are having a successful night, but for Brandy, the evening is about to take a disturbing turn.
We could get a place. That's no problem. Or the car.
I don't know if he was on drugs. I don't know. I don't know him.
Hollywood, the cops in the Vice unit are spending their Saturday night playing word games. They have to be very careful not to commit any crimes themselves as they make prostitution arrests, so they pick their words very carefully, as do the men and women trying to elude them. For Brandy, the prostitute who operates in the world of classified ads and occasionally works the streets, the night is about to make an unexpected turn. Once again, here's Lester Holt.
For prostitutes, Saturday nights are usually the busiest, but for Brandy, business is slow.
I just checked my box, my voicemail. No messages Saturday night and no messages. I'll call as many clients as I can because it is the weekend and I want to get them in. I need to make money. I need money badly. So I'm going to call as many people as I can, maybe bug them to see me, twist their arm a little. So, and I'll stay up all night if necessary. Ooh. Hello? Hi. Hi, Robert. Sandy. Yeah, how are you? You remember me, right? You met me on Sunset. Remember you gave me a ride? How are you? What are you doing? What do you want to be doing? No, we could get a place. That's no problem. If you wanted to. Or the car. Okay. I'll be awake, I promise. Just for you. Just for you. Okay. Bye-bye. Oh, great. Great, great. This guy is so sweet.
On the streets, Officer Nelson is working his next prostitute. This time, it's a man.
We arrest a lot of people a night, but every time you arrest one, there's another one to take the girl's place, or in Hollywood's situation, the guy's place.
If our laws went to legalizing prostitution, we have plenty other things that'll keep us busy in Hollywood other than prostitution. But there's always going to be that element that is going to work the street, no matter if you legalize it or not. And I have no recourse but to enforce the law, but if that's what they want to do, then so be it.
Sometimes I do work the streets. I mean, it is fast, easy, quick money. I have turned to that, and I've off and on all my life I've turned to that. I guess they say it's always in your blood or this and that, or that you'll always go back to it, and I guess sometimes that is true. I'm not nervous now at all. I mean, the guy's a real sweetheart. I had met this gentleman up in Hollywood on Sunset. He asked me did I want the ride, and I got in the car, and then we became comfortable and kept driving, and then actually kept driving while I did what I did. And real quick, he's a sweetie. Real easy, real cool, real nice, not psycho, not a problem. So that was the easy 50. He should be calling, let's say in about 15, 20 more minutes. I'm tired.
With a male target in the car, Officer Nelson still hasn't got his violation.
Well, stand by. He's going to be making a westbound turn here on Harold.
We have to make sure that the male commits to that violation. And to do so, we want to have the sex for the money. And that's basically what we're looking for, or something of value.
The suspect is being very careful with what he says. As Officer Nelson tries to get him to agree on a price for sex, $40, the man insists what he wants it for is to pay his rent. Even though it's taken Nelson more than 20 minutes of word games, he now believes he has his violation. The alleged prostitute has agreed to have sex for something of value. In this case, it's his rent. Stroney and Evans are still taking turns trailing Nelson, waiting for him to pick a safe location for the arrest.
I don't know what he's doing. Hang on. We're going to be into the shell.
Stroney, where you guys at?
Sir! Hey, how you doing, man? Step out of the car for me, please. Put your palms around face car. Yeah. Put your hands on your back, please. palms together. What's your name, Bo? Big pardon? What's your name? You got anything dangerous on you?
No.
Guns, knives, no needles or anything like that?
No.
You on parole, man?
No.
No? Grab a chair here and I'll explain it. I'll tell you, okay? All right, Mikey. Leg in. Good job. Step back a little for me. Mike.
Hey, Mike, here's this brush.
And the seeds. I thought it was the mother lode of all rocks, man, but...
Listen.
A little seed action for you there.
Even as Officer Nelson drives him away to jail, the suspect is still insisting he was asking for rent money and not charging for sex.
Where are you? Are you on the freeway? Oh, okay. Go to Sunset and Highland, and I'll meet you on the corner.
Looking forward to making some money, Brandy meets her client on the street and gets into his car. She drives off with a man she thinks she knows. An hour later, Brandy's back. The night has not gone well.
Please don't get me crying. Wait a minute. This money ain't worth it, man. And see, you can't trust that seeing them, you know? You can't. Because anything can happen. You can't trust that you've seen them before. And I mean, you let your guards down, but can't. I need some drugs.
The client Brandy had thought was so sweet had scared her. He had acted as if he was about to become violent.
I don't know if he was on drugs. I don't know. I don't know him. That's the thing. I don't know him. And I don't know.
For Brandy, tonight's experience is all too familiar.
I was 11, and he raped me, and raped me, and raped me. I would have never in a million years been a prostitute if that one happened. Never. It's a lot of pain.
Prostitutes do what they do for one reason, the money. But even with a good weekbinder, Jenna worries about how her choice will affect her future. And after 20 years in the sex trade, Brandy faces a desperate moment again. Here's Lester Holt.
It's 5 in the morning, and the night is coming to an end for everyone, the Hollywood vice cops and the prostitutes.
Some police officers choose to sort of eat and live this job day to day. They like to be at work, be doing things at work. When they're off work, they like to be with other cops and talk about the job and talk about this. You know, maybe that's their way. But my way is maintaining a lifestyle that's not law enforcement related when I'm off duty.
I look like shit. I've been crying from shit that happened to me last night, well, early this morning with a client.
I think that I've started to sort of sacrifice my personal relationships and the possibility of getting into personal relationships and falling in love because of this job. God.
My regular, the good main guy that I've known for a while, was supposed to work a half a day. He ended up working 10 hours, and he's tired, exhausted, can't see me. I ended up asking to borrow money from a client because of things that were going on, and And what he said he was lending me, he ended up giving me half. And I didn't know until a few minutes ago when I looked at my money.
When I come to work, I deal with this problem as best I can, and the way I know how, and when I leave work, I leave it all in my locker at work, and I go home. I think it's the easiest way for me to cope with a lot of the stuff that you see that goes on out here.
But I am a survivor. I'm tough, I'm strong, and God kept me here for a reason. Don't ask me why, because I don't know. I wish I did.
I haven't met one individual that would step into a relationship with me doing what I do. And I can't continue to live my life, you know, alone. I think that I have changed completely. I think that this has definitely taken its toll on me, and there's probably some things that will take a while after I get out of the business to work out and try to understand again.
I don't ask people for shit. And when I do, I need it. When I break down and finally ask somebody for some help or some money or this or that or food or whatever, it's because I need it. I have bills to pay. I borrowed money from my regular, and I will pay him back cash, not trade, not sex, not I said I will pay you back cash. You lend me cash, I will pay you back cash. A trade.
I don't think the majority of the girls are happy doing it. I think they're doing it because they know that it's easy. They know that they make a lot of money. But as far as happiness, I don't think they're very happy doing what they're doing.
You get no respect in the sex business. You just don't, you know. We live in the United States. This is a dangerous place. So, and especially if you're involved in an activity that is practiced yet considered illegal and somehow illicit.
Ma'am, come on out.
Hold up.
We ended up with 26 arrests for tonight, split about half and half between male and female. We're transporting all the females to Van Nuys Jail. It was a great night, very excellent. Nobody got hurt, everybody's safe, and that's the most important thing. We just make sure everybody goes home safely to their families.
The prostitutes will be right back at it as well. Half of the more than 24 men and women arrested by the LA Vice cops will be back at it within a week, while the other half waited out in jail. That's our report. Thanks for watching. I'm John Siegenthaler.
To subscribe to our MSNBC Primetime newsletter or for information on upcoming programs, go to prime.com.